Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another show. All right, so I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I thought that the headline was absolutely perfect because as we're heading into Q4, we've closed out the first 3 quarters of the year, and the real question is, which is more stressful, dating or buying a home? Now, I did not come up with that, which is all right. I mean, heck, at the at the end of the day, right? What we've got here is just a little bit of fun because, we got to have fun, right? So let's head over here. So as you can see, which is more stressful, buying a home or dating? And Phil Hall, he created that, and I thought that was absolutely awesome because really at the end of the day, when we start taking a look at what is going on in our market? What the heck am I supposed to do when interest rates are almost hitting, 8%? What do I do to navigate these waters? Well, I think the smartest thing to do really at the end of the day is to make sure that you subscribe, like, and share. Because look, at the end of the day, you get tons and tons of free content. There's no cost here. The best part is it's free information, and you can go back and look at our accuracy, which fortunately, it's pretty good. I can't complain. All right, so let's get the show on the road. When we take a look at the Northwest MLS, okay, and we take into consideration all of the elements and the metrics that we use to evaluate what is happening each and every week. Now, understand. All right. When we take a look at the Northwest MLS, which is that big bucket where all of the agents put their listings in, if we put a cap on it, we talk about absorption rates, we talk about what is the basically what is the flow of inventory coming on and off market. And we will take a look at each and every single one of those as we're evolving into, yes, the fourth quarter. What should we expect? And there's a lot of things that are going to be coming up, including many, many holidays, which, well, they're pretty much upon us. So remember to subscribe, remember to share, and share this with people that you like. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So when we pop over here, we take a look at our slide, and we take a look at what the heck is going on here, right? So let's zoom this in. Look, we've got basically, our year to date, we are 28.7%, or roughly 24,000 homes less new on market. Okay. Now, when we take a look at that, that's twice, 2.5 times what the monthly would be on a specific, what we talk about our ongoing inventory. So we're at 10,000 and change homes today. Well, we've lost, basically almost 25,000 homes. That's 2.5 months, or that's 2.5 times, I should say, the amount of homes. Funny enough, we're actually about 41% less inventory today than we were pre-pandemic levels. No kidding, because last year it was a limited inventory also. And the year before that, it was historically low. Look, we have a little over 1 month of inventory, and that is super important to consider as you're out and trying to navigate this. And this is why people say, oh my gosh, dating, you get ghosted by, you're the other party. Got to be careful there. You get ghosted, right? Well, it's no different than buyers ghosting sellers right now. So a lot of them are saying, look, today's market is, well, it's tough. It's horrible. But you got to persevere. Why? Because there's the opportunity. The opportunity is out there. Why? Well, as Adam says, Adam Data, ATTOM, if we take a look at this, look at this. Home prices are up again, right? When you take a look at rising home prices occurred with the number of homes declined by 4% year over year. Okay, we know for a fact that the inventory has absolutely been falling off, right? We know that prices have continued in an upward trend. We know this. Everybody knows that the biggest challenge right now is basically, as Darrell Wimple says, listen, we've got the three factors that absolutely punish buyers today. All right. Now, as you look at this and as you read that, understand interest rates are having the biggest impact, without a doubt. Are the Feds lagging in their response? Without a doubt. They need to pivot. They need to reverse course, not only on the commercial real estate side, which is the real estate industry that is in deep trouble, and that will also help with the mortgage rates on keeping that down. There's a lot of metrics that, that they look at that they should be pulling back. Even Lawrence Yun at the National Association of Realtors says, hey, listen, the Feds have got to stop. They have got to stop increasing rates. They're getting the positive numbers. Sure, the Feds will want to carry it further, but we can't. We need to they need to stop this, or rates, unfortunately, will hit 8%. That will have a very negative effect all the way around. Even though, item number 2, we have less inventory. We're suffering for inventory, yet there's still a massive pent-up demand. How do we know this? Well, if we take a look at our next chart here, hang on, let's pull this up. We take a look at, the chart of, and we go back here. Hang on a second. I missed my chart. Oh, well, I guess you don't get to see that one. So let's do one a little bit better. Let's take a look at our new construction, because that again is going to show us exactly what is happening. Oh, I found it. There they go. They pointed it out to me. Let's take a look at this. Look at new listings, 939 on the running day average. But when we go down, look at pending, 1,166. And then we have our solds, 850. But if we roll back up, we can see that we have 709 reduced. Now, understand, when we take a look at all of the metrics that are happening, the ones you just saw, look, even the new on market is still, again, less than the number of homes going pending. Pending homes are higher than new on market. That means, very clearly, we still have a massive pent-up demand. Like last week's, the buyers are willing to bear through, to brunt the weight of interest rates to secure their home. We still have limited inventory. People still know that the biggest nut every single month is our housing costs. Now, yes, renting is cheaper in many areas than buying a home. Okay, well, that's fine, but that doesn't solve the problem, because by renting, you're paying me, right? And I get to keep that equity, and I get to retain those earnings. You, on the other hand, as a renter, you don't get any of that. As a homeowner, you do, and you can start creating that equity. Now, the other report that we take a look at when we come in here, if we take a look at what these guys had to say, hey, listen, they said affordability absolutely tanked in Q3. And funny enough, when you take a look at what happened in 2023, Q1, 2, and 3, and then we take a look at the income versus home appreciation, because we're still going up. And in fact, as you can see here, the groups that have the largest disparity where income is not keeping up with housing costs, look at that. King County made the list. Now, that's not for bragging rights, for heaven's sakes. That just tells us that, hey, listen, we are still in a very, very competitive market. We are not seeing the depreciation that other areas might be seeing. There's a lot of areas that still are even better than us as far as year over year appreciation. We have not gone down. Now, don't confuse average sales price to home values. Two different things altogether. Just because a home or a average sales price or even a medium sales price comes down, that just means that is what buyers are looking at, which is natural. Why? Because interest rates have been going up. And as interest rates go up, your buying power comes down. As interest rates come down, your buying power goes up. That is a natural metric and one that we monitor. But that does not mean that home values are coming down. And that is super important to keep in mind. Now, let's move back to our slides here. Let's take a look at new construction. As you can see, that's a relatively flat line. The light green is inventory available. The blue is new on market. The red is pended. And then, of course, the dark green is sold. Why is that important? That is super important because as we look at this, let's zoom in here. As you can see, our pendeds are up 22%. Our solds are only off by 348 homes. Inventory is down 10%, but our new on market is up almost 4%. Why is that important? That is super important because new construction with their incentives are outperforming what we call existing homes. Super important because there's a lot of opportunity that still exists, especially as you get closer to the end of the year, because we have our corporate year. We've got our years, some of those are in September actually, but we have our end of year where people are responsible to shareholders and they will start moving inventory. If you're not working with a real estate broker that deals a lot with new construction, start interviewing. There's different options out there. Ask questions if you would like. Yeah, somebody just asked me, where's my brace? I was taking a break from my Terminator brace so that I can, move around a little more freely without feeling so clunky on screen. Yeah, there you go. All right. And when we take a look at our next bit of information here, we talk about not new construction, but let's talk about REOs. REO and the bank-owned industry, because there's a lot of folks out there that are saying, look, our inventory's way up. Oh, it's up 10 homes, over half of Washington state. And in fact, we only have 4% over what we normally had year over year. But look, our sales and everything else is coming in. It is matching that REO inventory, meaning that we are taking homes off very quickly because we don't have that many. To have 57 homes through half of a state? That's nothing. That is nothing. Just understand, when we talk about what are defaults doing, sure, they are going to ebb and flow. But the problem is, or I guess the benefit is, most of the home sellers have equity. The ones that don't, well, maybe they didn't plan as well as they should have, or they did things differently than they should have. However, all things considered, our REO inventory is super low. And in fact, most of the time, a home will come on, boop, it's gone. And in fact, sadly enough, we have more agents put bad information in what we call the wall of shame for foreclosures because they will put their client in as a bank-owned when they're not. And, we do try and let them know. Sometimes they tell us we're crazy, and I just smile and laugh. Okay. But they've done it. And then every once in a while I get a text saying, hey, sorry about that. Yeah, you were right. Thanks for letting me know. Hey, we're in this together. Let's make everything better. That's the goal so that we don't have misinformation out there. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at our next slide here. When we take a look at mortgages that almost hit 8%, that is absolutely staggering. And what is super important about that? Remember when we said watch the treasuries, because your 30-year fixed mortgage and your 10-year treasury, as you can see, even as far back as 1972, they mirror each other very, very close. That is super important to understand because if you watch the treasury, if they say, oh, the treasuries went up today, well, guess what? Mortgage rates went up too. They say, hey, treasuries went down, hey, then, mortgage rates came down. Why? They're not tied together, but they do follow and have tracked each other consistently for a long, long time. And it's a great metric to watch, which will help you, especially if you're on the verge of locking in, you can see what is happening. That doesn't mean instantly that, the treasuries take a dive and, mortgage rates go with it. There's a small lag, but it is very consistent and a very good metric to pay attention to. So when we take a look at other items, so if we get back here, let's take a look at some of our top headlines. Our top headlines here: home price appreciation continues to defy the odds. New homes, there we go. Highest rates in decades cut mortgages. And of course, mortgage application volumes near record lows. No kidding. So if you need really good information, subscribe, like, share. Make sure that, hey, share it with people that you like, because at the end of the day, smash that subscribe button. Let us know what you're thinking. Keep asking those really great questions so we can answer your questions. Leave them down below. We love to answer them. Normally get back to you in about 30 minutes, except for on Sundays. In the meantime, I'll see you on the next video. It's going to be a beautiful day, and don't have too much fun, and get ready for Halloween, because that's what I'm doing, getting ready for my costume. You never know what I'm going to be. All right. In the meantime, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.